I've worked building maintenance for over 10 years, and I've learned one thing: machines rarely fail suddenly. There are usually signs, a subtle vibration, a shift in sound, something most people wouldn't even notice. That Tuesday, the warning came as a simple phone call. A tenant mentioned that elevator B had started making a strange grinding noise on the way up. Nothing else seemed off. The elevator had always been reliable, but grinding is never a good sign. I grabbed my tools and took the stairs up to the control room on the 12th floor. The air up there always smelled like warm metal and dust. It's the smell of a machine that's been running for decades. And yet, it doesn't feel old until something actually goes wrong. Opening the access panel, I saw it immediately. One of the mounting bolts on the brake housing had partially backed itself out. It wasn't fully loose, but it wasn't secure either. Just enough that it could slip further with vibration. I considered tightening it on the spot. It would have taken 30 seconds. But I wanted to hear the noise myself before touching anything. So I closed the panel and headed back down. The building felt unusually quiet. Hallways stretched empty, the fluorescent lights humming faintly above. Every step echoed. I stepped into elevator B alone and pressed 12. The door slid shut smoothly. The car began to rise. At first, everything seemed normal. The motor hummed steadily. I even wondered if the tenant had overreacted. Then, between floors 6 and 7, I heard it. A metallic drag, subtle but wrong. The car shuddered just slightly, enough that my shoulders tensed. A sharp snap echoed from above. The lights flickered. Then the elevator dropped. Not a movie-style fall, but a sudden, violent, half-floor drop. My stomach lurched. I slammed into the wall to keep my balance. The grinding noise intensified. And then the car stopped, suspended between floors, not aligned with either landing. I could feel a faint vibration through the floor. The system was still under stress. In the control room above, the loose bolt had shifted fully. It had wedged into the gear assembly, misaligning the brake housing. The primary brake slipped. Gravity took over for a fraction of a second. The secondary brake engaged. If it had hesitated, the car could have dropped much further. I stood there, suspended, time stretching unnaturally. Every second felt like a minute. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest. I thought about the cables above. Thick steel. Redundant systems. Designed to prevent exactly this. But something had already slipped. And I realized how small the margin between safety and disaster really was. When the fire crew finally reset the system and opened the doors, the hallway looked normal. Empty and quiet. Later, when we inspected the elevator, they confirmed just how close it had come. If the car had been full of passengers, the outcome could have been very different. If I had tightened the bolt earlier, someone else could have ridden first. A single thumb-sized bolt. A small oversight. A few minutes' decision. And suddenly, it could have been catastrophic. Ever since that day, I've listened differently when I ride an elevator. Every vibration, every hum, every subtle sound. Because sometimes the difference between normal and disaster is just one loose bolt.